Okay, so this is a video on how to create a drawing. This is kind of like a blueprint on how to build this red L shape. So let's go ahead and get started. File, New, and we're not going to do a part or an assembly. We're going to come down here to Drawing and select standard.idw. Now at this point you've already drawn the part file, standard.ipt. So don't forget Inventor works left to right. On the Place Views tab, go to the left and hit Base. And then you need to go into your files. If it doesn't select the right object, you need to go into your files and find in your folder the correct part. Get a little preview over here and then hit Open. Now, if the orientation doesn't look right, you can actually use this navigation cube to flip it so that you get the correct front view. If you drew on the XY plane, I think you'll generally find, for your front view, before you extruded, you'll find that it's already oriented correctly. You can hold down the left button or the left clicker on your mouse and drag that box out of the way. And then to create the top view, you just click this top arrow. To get the right view, you click this right arrow, and to get the isometric view, you click this upper right hand corner arrow. And if you want to adjust the height, if you notice I get these 4 little arrows, that allows you to drag the front view into the correct location, and the other views automatically align. If the isometric goes a little too high, you can drag it into place, but your top and right views will always remain aligned. So I'm going to hit OK. All right, at this point I would like to shade my isometric view. So I hover until I get those 4 directional arrows. I double click, and on the first style I can select shaded, and then I hit OK, and now I have some shading on my isometric. All right, to put dimensions on the drawing, you know what? First, let's label our drawing. Go ahead and double click on the front view. Notice again, I get the directional arrows, and where it says label, I want it to say front. So in capital letters, I write front, and I have to hit this visibility switch, the little light bulb, and then I hit OK. If you notice it comes out really tiny, I can double click on that and highlight the whole thing, and then change the size of the font and hit OK. I'm using 1/2 inch, 0.5. All right. I threw on the scale too. You can leave that there for now. Let's go ahead and label our top view. We'll double click, change the label to top, turn on the light bulb, hit OK. Again, the size is really small. If you want to not have to constantly go into each one and change the size, you can actually right click and go to Edit Text Style. And what that does is label is a text, and it takes you into this editor, and you can change the text height to 0.5. I'm going to hit Save and Close, and from now on when I try to add a label, it's going to change the size to 1/2 inch. So I'm labeling the right view. I turn on the light bulb again, hit OK, and notice now I don't have to change it individually. All right, let's go ahead and put the overall height on the front view. So I go to my Annotate tab, select my Dimension tool, and I'm going to click on the top line and then click on the bottom line and then drag to the side. Here we go. Click on the top, click on the bottom, drag to the side. Okay, hit OK. Notice the dimension is really tiny, so I'm going to right click. Oops, I have a tool on. I have my dimension tool on. I'm going to hit escape a couple times. Let's try it again. Right click, and go down to Edit Dimension Style. It's going to pull up that dialog box again, and I want to come into text. Is it text? Nope. Display. Nope. Sorry. You want to come down here on the left side, open up text and note text. Sorry about that. So text, note text, and then change your text height to, I'm going to go with 0.5 just so it shows up large for the video, and hit save and close. So text, note text, and then adjust the text height, hit save and close. Now my dimension looks bigger. So let's dimension, again, get your dimension tool. I'm going to dimension the height of this line right here relative to the bottom. So I click that line, I click the bottom, and then I bring it out to the side and hit OK. Now let's dimension, that's the height, let's dimension the width on the top view. So I'm going to go from left to right, and I'm clicking. Every time I say left and right, I'm clicking. And that's a width of 1.5. Hit OK. I have another vertical line right here that needs to be dimensioned from the left. So I click the left, I click that line, and I get 0.75, hit OK. So right now I have the height, I have the width, now I need to do the depth. Okay. The depth includes this lettering on the front. To scroll, I used my two fingers together side by side on the touchpad, or you could use the scroll wheel. Okay, so I'm going to dimension the depth. Let's go ahead and do the depth on the right view. Okay, so I'm going to dimension from front to back. So from this front edge to the back edge, I'm going to zoom out a little bit and say 0.77. Okay, and then I'm going to go from the back edge to the front of the cube, and that's 0.75. Hit OK. Alright, if you can use this hand over here, by the way, if you click on the hand and select that tool, you can hold down with your left finger and you can drag your drawing back to the center. So at this point, I've got the height, the width, and the depth. I've got my labels. I've shaded my isometric, and I'm ready to save.